Life, my friends, is a battlefield. Every day we face challenges, some small, some monumental. Sometimes the battle is external, like work pressure, relationships, or financial stress. Other times, it's internal, doubts, fears, and insecurities that weigh heavy on our heart. But here's the truth. Every battle can be won. Yes, every single one. Not through luck, not through chance, but through clarity, courage, and conscious effort. In the winning your life's battles begins with understanding one simple fact: life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Every setback, every failure, every painful moment is preparing you for something bigger. It's like the seed that cracks open in darkness before growing into a strong, towering tree. Pain is not your enemy. It's the teacher you didn't ask for, but desperately need. When you face challenges, don't run. Stand still, observe, reflect. What is this battle teaching me? What strengths am I discovering in myself? What patterns in my life are being revealed? Life is less about avoiding storms and more about learning to dance in the rain. Remember, your mind is your battlefield. If you master your thoughts, you master your life. Thoughts are like seeds. Plant positivity, gratitude, and courage, and your actions will naturally bear fruit. Negativity, doubt, and fear, however, will quietly grow into obstacles, unseen until they have rooted themselves deeply. Also, don't underestimate the power of patience. Often, the battles we are fighting require persistence, not speed. The warrior who rushes into action without strategy gets exhausted, but the one who observes, plans, and acts with calm determination wins steadily and surely. Finally, seek support. Life is a battlefield best fought not in isolation. Friends, mentors, and loved ones are not just companions. They are your strategic allies, helping you see blind spots and reminding you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Remember, every battle in life has 3 stages: the challenge, the choice, and the change. Your job is simple. Meet the challenge with courage, make the choice consciously, and embrace the change with grace. When you do that, victory is inevitable. Not because life is easy, but because you are strong, mindful, and ready to rise. Life is a battlefield. This may sound dramatic, but if you pause and truly observe, you will realize how true it is. Every single person, without exception, faces struggles and challenges, some visible, some hidden deep within. The battlefield is not always a literal war or conflict. Often it is the silent battles of the mind, the heart, and the spirit. It is the pressure of meeting expectations at work, the tension in relationships, the weight of responsibilities, and the uncertainty about the future. Every morning we wake up, we are stepping onto a battlefield. Some of us have been fighting the same battles for years, while others are encountering new challenges every day. What makes life truly complex is that the battlefield is constantly changing, and the enemy often wears different faces. Sometimes doubt, fear, anger, or procrastination. Think about it. Even the most successful people you know have faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. In the The artist who finally gets recognition struggled with countless rejections. The entrepreneur who built a thriving business faced failure after failure. The leader who inspires millions began with self-doubt and uncertainty. The truth is that the battlefield is universal. No one escapes it. The difference between those who thrive and those who falter is not the absence of battle, but the mindset with which they approach it. In a battlefield, the terrain matters, and so does the strategy. Life's battlefield is no different. You must learn to navigate the challenges wisely. Running away or ignoring difficulties only gives the problem a stronger hold. Facing them directly, even with fear in your heart, is the first step toward victory. When you face life as a battlefield, you start seeing obstacles not as punishments, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Every challenge becomes a teacher, every setback a lesson, and every failure a stepping stone. Moreover, understanding life as a battlefield also helps us become compassionate. When you know that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see, it changes how you treat others. It brings patience, empathy, and kindness. The person who lashes out at you may be fighting a silent war. The colleague who seems unhelpful may be struggling with personal challenges you cannot imagine. Recognizing the battlefield within each person allows us to connect more deeply, to help where we can, and to avoid judgment where understanding is needed. Another critical aspect of this battlefield is self-awareness. On a battlefield, a soldier must know their strengths, weaknesses, and limits. Similarly, in life, knowing yourself is crucial. Understanding your triggers, your fears, your areas of resilience allows you to face challenges more effectively. The person who is unaware of their own mind often falls into unnecessary struggles, while the self-aware person can navigate challenges with clarity, focus, and courage. Finally, the battlefield teaches us about courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting despite it. Life does not give warnings, it does not wait for readiness. The battles come, and it is up to you to rise and meet them. Every challenge you face and overcome builds an invisible strength within you, a strength that prepares you for the next battle and the one after that. Life, in essence, is a continuous series of battles, each teaching you, shaping you, and refining you into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate human being. So, when you feel overwhelmed, remember this: the battlefield is where warriors are made. Life may be difficult, but it is in these very struggles that your courage, patience, and resilience are forged. The sooner you embrace life as a battlefield, the sooner you start winning. Not just battles, but your life itself. Life often feels unfair. We face unexpected obstacles, experience disappointments, and sometimes endure pain that seems unmerited. At such moments, it is natural to ask, "Why me?" or to feel like life is against us. But here lies the crucial difference between those who remain stuck in despair and those who rise above adversity. Perspective. Life, my friends, does not happen to you. It happens for you. Every experience, whether joyous or painful, carries a hidden lesson and a greater purpose. It is easy to see happiness as life's reward and suffering as its punishment, but this is a limited viewpoint. In reality, challenges are opportunities in disguise, and setbacks are not the end of your journey. They are the start of a deeper transformation. Consider a seed. When it is buried underground, it faces darkness, pressure, and isolation. If it could feel and think, it might resist the struggle, wishing to stay in comfort. Yet, it is precisely because of the darkness and pressure that the seed sprouts into a strong, towering tree. Life works in a similar way. Every setback, every difficulty, every failure is a kind of pressure that prepares you for growth. The pain, the loss, and the struggle are not punishments. They are teachers guiding you towards strength, clarity, and wisdom. Adopting this perspective requires practice and conscious effort. When something goes wrong, instead of blaming circumstances, pause and ask, "What is this teaching me?" Or, "How is this shaping me for the better?" For instance, losing a job may initially feel devastating, but if seen through the lens of growth, it could be the universe nudging you toward a better opportunity, a career aligned with your true purpose. Similarly, a difficult relationship may challenge your patience and empathy, helping you develop qualities that will serve you throughout life. The power of this perspective is immense. When you see life as happening for you, every challenge becomes an invitation to grow rather than a threat to your happiness. You no longer see obstacles as enemies, but as allies in disguise. This shift transforms fear into courage, despair into determination, and failure into feedback. Life's difficulties stop being walls that block you. They become stepping stones that elevate you. Moreover, this perspective nurtures gratitude. Gratitude does not mean pretending hardships don't exist. It means acknowledging that even in struggle, there is a gift waiting to be discovered. The gift may be a lesson, a strengthened character, or an opportunity you would not have encountered otherwise. Gratitude shifts your energy from resistance to acceptance, from frustration to curiosity. And in that space, solutions appear, resilience grows, and hope flourishes. Ultimately, the battles, setbacks, and challenges you face are part of a bigger story. Life is not random chaos. It is a journey designed to help you discover your potential. By embracing the idea that life happens for you, you empower yourself to respond rather than react, to learn rather than complain, and to grow rather than give up. You realize that every difficulty is a hidden gift, every obstacle a disguised opportunity, and every moment of struggle a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. When you start living with this perspective, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You become a participant in your own growth, a co-creator of your destiny. Life's battles are no longer burdens, they are teachers. Life's setbacks are no longer losses, they are lessons. And when you truly see them this way, you discover a profound truth: nothing in life is wasted, and every experience is working for you. Pain is something every human being encounters. It is universal, unavoidable, and often unwelcome. From physical discomfort to emotional heartbreak, from failure to loss, pain finds a way to enter our lives, often when we least expect it. Yet, as much as we try to resist it, pain carries with it one of life's greatest lessons. It is a teacher, not an enemy. The moment we shift our perception from avoiding pain to learning from it, we unlock an entirely new level of strength and wisdom. Pain, when understood, becomes a guide that shapes our character, sharpens our judgment, and deepens our compassion. Many of us instinctively resist pain. We complain, we blame, and we try to escape it. We want life to be smooth, easy, and comfortable. But here's the truth. Growth never comes from comfort zones. Growth comes from discomfort, struggle, and challenges. Think about a muscle. If it were never stressed, strained, or exercised, it would remain weak. Pain, in a way, is the exercise of the soul and mind. Every difficulty you endure is a form of resistance that strengthens your inner resilience, patience, and courage. Consider emotional pain, such as heartbreak or disappointment. Initially, it feels unbearable, as if the world has collapsed. But if we look closely, emotional pain is a mirror. It shows us our attachments, our expectations, and the areas in our life where we need healing. It teaches us self-awareness, empathy, and the power of letting go. The lessons may not arrive wrapped neatly, and the learning may take time, but every moment of suffering carries a hidden wisdom. The moment we embrace this, we stop being passive victims of circumstances and start becoming active students of life. Pain also cultivates humility. When life is easy, it is tempting to grow arrogant or complacent. But when we face struggles, we are reminded of our limitations, our vulnerabilities, and our interdependence. Pain teaches us that strength is not just in victory, but in endurance, patience, and the ability to rise after falling. It molds us into individuals who can empathize with others, who can offer support and guidance, because we have walked a similar path. Moreover, pain is often the precursor to transformation. Many of the most inspiring stories of human achievement are rooted in pain and struggle. A person who has faced failure and heartbreak may develop resilience and creativity that someone who has never faced such trials cannot imagine. Pain forces us to reflect, to recalibrate, and to make conscious choices. It pushes us to reassess our priorities, values, and goals. In this sense, pain is not punishment. It is a necessary guide to becoming our higher selves. Learning from pain also changes our approach to fear. Fear often arises from anticipation of suffering. But when we understand that pain itself can be constructive, fear diminishes. We stop avoiding challenges and start embracing them as opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. Life stops being a series of unfortunate events and starts being a sequence of lessons carefully designed to prepare us for what lies ahead. Ultimately, pain is not an obstacle, it is an instrument of growth. Every moment of struggle, every wound, and every setback is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate human being. The sooner you recognize that pain is your teacher, the sooner you stop fighting it and start learning from it. Life becomes less about escaping difficulties and more about embracing them with awareness, patience, and courage. The battles you endure are the lessons you need, and the pain you face is the guide that leads you to your true potential. Challenges are a natural part of life. They come in many forms: unexpected obstacles at work, conflicts in relationships, health issues, or internal struggles such as doubt and fear. It is easy and often instinctive to try to run away from these challenges, to avoid discomfort, or to wish that life would be easier. But here lies a profound truth: running from challenges never leads to growth, clarity, or lasting success. The real victory comes when we stop, face our difficulties head on and consciously engage with them. Every challenge carries a message, a lesson, or an opportunity hidden within it. But if we turn away, we miss the chance to uncover it. Facing challenges requires courage because life rarely gives us warnings. Challenges often arrive suddenly, disrupting our plans, shaking our confidence, and testing our patience. The initial response of fear, frustration, or despair is natural. But true strength lies in not acting impulsively, not running from discomfort, and not blaming circumstances. Instead, the first step is to pause. Pausing allows us to observe the situation without being overwhelmed by emotion. When we stop and reflect, we create the space to see clearly, to analyze what is happening, and to consider our options wisely. It is in this calm observation that clarity emerges. Reflection transforms challenges from threats into opportunities. When a problem arises, asking the right questions can completely change your perspective. Questions like, what is this situation trying to teach me? Or, how can I grow from this? Shift your focus from fear to learning. It is often in the most difficult moments that we discover hidden strengths within ourselves. Patience, resilience, creativity, and courage. Every challenge faced with awareness becomes a stepping stone to personal growth. Moreover, facing challenges head-on builds confidence. Each time you confront a difficulty, rather than avoiding it, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling life's uncertainties. This confidence is cumulative. Small victories over challenges lead to bigger victories, and over time, you develop an unshakable belief in your ability to navigate life, no matter what comes your way. Avoidance, on the other hand, breeds fear and uncertainty. The more we run, the more the challenge seems insurmountable. Facing it, even imperfectly, shrinks the problem and strengthens our resilience. Another crucial aspect of confronting challenges is responsibility. When you face difficulties directly, you take ownership of your life. You stop blaming others, circumstances, or luck for your struggles. This sense of responsibility empowers you to act consciously and intentionally. You realize that while you cannot control every event, you can control your response. And in that response lies the power to change outcomes, create solutions, and transform your life. Facing challenges also teaches us humility and patience. Some obstacles cannot be overcome immediately. Some problems require time, effort, and repeated attempts. Confronting them teaches us endurance, patience, and perseverance. It also reminds us that progress is often incremental. Even when immediate success seems distant, the act of facing the challenge itself is building inner strength, awareness, and skill. Ultimately, life rewards those who confront their difficulties with courage and reflection. Avoiding challenges delays growth. Facing them accelerates it. Every challenge carries a lesson if we are willing to pause, observe, and reflect. Life becomes less about escaping hardship and more about learning from it, growing through it, and emerging stronger. The obstacles in front of you are not walls to stop you. They are doors inviting you to discover your potential. The moment you choose to face challenges head on, you take the first step toward mastering your life and realizing your fullest strength. The mind is the battlefield where every victory in life begins. It is both the source of our greatest challenges and our most powerful tool for overcoming them. Every thought, every belief, and every assumption quietly shapes the way we act, the choices we make, and ultimately the life we live. Yet, most of us underestimate the power of the mind. We allow negative thoughts, self-doubt, and fear to dictate our actions, and then we wonder why we feel stuck, frustrated, or defeated. The first step toward winning your life's battles is mastering your mind. Learning to guide your thoughts intentionally rather than being led by them unconsciously. Every action begins as a thought. If your mind is filled with fear, hesitation, or doubt, your actions will reflect that. If your mind is filled with courage, positivity, and clarity, your actions will naturally become stronger, bolder, and more effective. This is why cultivating a positive mindset is not just motivational advice, it is practical strategy. Positivity does not mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means training your mind to focus on solutions rather than problems, possibilities rather than limitations, and opportunities rather than obstacles. A positive mind sees a setback not as failure, but as feedback. It sees criticism not as judgment, but as guidance. Courage, similarly, is a mental skill. It is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite fear. Every time you choose to face a challenge instead of avoiding it, you are strengthening your mind. Every time you take responsibility instead of blaming circumstances, you are building mental resilience. Courage begins in the mind and radiates outward into actions that shape your life. When you master your thoughts, you begin to act with confidence, making choices that are aligned with your true values and goals. Gratitude is another powerful tool for mastering the mind. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what is missing to what is present. When you practice gratitude regularly, your mind becomes a fertile ground for positivity. Even in difficult circumstances, gratitude allows you to notice the lessons, the opportunities, and the hidden gifts that life provides. It transforms challenges from burdens into teachers, failures from setbacks into stepping stones, and hardships from obstacles into catalysts for growth. A grateful mind is a strong mind, capable of weathering storms without losing clarity or purpose. Mastering the mind also means cultivating awareness. Awareness allows you to notice when negative thoughts creep in, when fear or anger clouds judgment, or when you fall into patterns of self-sabotage. Awareness gives you the choice to pause, reflect, and redirect your thoughts consciously. Without awareness, the mind drifts aimlessly, reacting to every external circumstance. With awareness, the mind becomes a tool you can use intentionally to navigate challenges, make better decisions, and respond rather than react. Finally, mastering your mind is a lifelong practice. Just as a warrior trains daily to strengthen the body, you must train your mind daily to strengthen your inner world. Meditation, reflection, journaling, and mindful observation are all ways to cultivate mental strength. Over time, this practice develops an inner calm and clarity that cannot be shaken by external chaos. It allows you to face life's battles with a steady heart, a clear mind, and unwavering courage. When you master your mind, you unlock the power to master your life. Your thoughts become allies, guiding your actions, shaping your choices, and empowering you to overcome obstacles. Positivity, courage, and gratitude are not just ideas. They are the tools that transform the mind into a source of unstoppable strength. Life does not control you, your mind does. And when your mind is strong, focused, and disciplined, there is no challenge too great, no obstacle too difficult, and no battle you cannot win. Patience is one of the most underrated qualities in life, yet it is one of the most powerful. In a world that glorifies speed, instant results, and shortcuts, we often forget that meaningful growth and lasting success rarely come overnight. True victories, whether in personal development, relationships, or career, require time, steady effort, and persistence. Life is not a sprint, it is a journey. And patience is the fuel that allows us to travel that journey with grace, wisdom, and resilience. Without patience, even the strongest abilities and greatest talents can go unfulfilled. While with patience, ordinary efforts can produce extraordinary results. The essence of patience is understanding that every meaningful goal requires consistent effort over time. Success does not arrive the moment you want it. It unfolds gradually, like a flower blooming in its own season. The seed must endure the darkness, the rain, and the struggle before it rises into the sunlight. Similarly, every challenge we face, every obstacle we encounter is part of the process. When we rush, we risk making mistakes, burning out or missing critical lessons along the way. Patience teaches us to respect the process, to value persistence over impulsiveness, and to trust that consistent action, even if slow, compounds into great results. Patience also helps us navigate frustration. Life often does not go as planned. Plans fail, people disappoint us, and circumstances change. In such moments, impatience leads to anger, anxiety, and hasty decisions. But when we cultivate patience, we learn to pause, reflect, and act deliberately. We understand that not everything is under our control, yet our response to it is. Patience transforms waiting into preparation, setbacks into learning opportunities, and delays into moments of reflection. It allows us to act from wisdom rather than emotion, producing outcomes that are more thoughtful, sustainable, and aligned with our long-term goals. Another aspect of patience is self-compassion. Often, we become impatient with ourselves, criticizing our progress, or comparing ourselves to others. This self-imposed pressure can be paralyzing. Patience reminds us that growth is not a race, it is a personal journey. Each person moves at their own pace, and every step forward, no matter how small, is valuable. By embracing patience with ourselves, we build resilience, maintain motivation, and sustain effort even when the path seems slow or difficult. Patience also strengthens our relationships. Just as personal achievements require time and consistent effort, so do meaningful connections. Understanding others, resolving conflicts, and building trust cannot be rushed. By being patient, we allow relationships to develop naturally, creating bonds that are deep, lasting, and authentic. Impulsive reactions or impatience often damage relationships, while steady and compassionate effort nurtures them. Finally, patience teaches us humility. It reminds us that not everything is within our immediate control, and that life unfolds according to its own rhythm. By aligning ourselves with this rhythm, rather than resisting it, we experience less frustration and greater clarity. We learn to focus on what we can control, our effort, attitude, and choices, and release attachment to immediate results. In essence, patience is not passivity. It is an active choice to persevere with calm determination, trusting the process and valuing consistent effort over shortcuts. It transforms challenges into opportunities, delays into preparation, and struggles into stepping stones. Those who cultivate patience discover that slow and steady progress eventually leads to mastery, resilience, and profound achievement. Life rewards those who wait wisely, act consistently, and trust in the journey. By embracing patience, we not only survive the battles we face, but also thrive through them, emerging stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving lasting success. No one wins life's battles entirely alone. We often believe that strength is defined by independence, that success is the result of solitary effort, and that seeking help is a sign of weakness. But in truth, some of life's most remarkable victories are achieved not by individuals alone, but with the guidance, support, and encouragement of others. Friends, mentors, family, and even casual allies serve as mirrors, advisors, and sources of inspiration. They help us see what we cannot see ourselves, remind us of our strengths when we doubt them, and guide us through challenges with wisdom we might not yet possess. Recognizing the importance of support is not a limitation. It is a mark of insight, humility, and strategic thinking. Seeking guidance begins with humility. It is the acknowledgement that we do not have all the answers and that the world is full of wisdom waiting to be shared. Life is complex, and obstacles can be confusing or overwhelming. In such moments, reaching out to someone who has experience, knowledge, or perspective can save us time, energy, and unnecessary mistakes. A mentor who has navigated similar challenges can illuminate the path, offering practical advice and perspective that we might not have considered. Their guidance becomes a lighthouse, helping us avoid pitfalls and stay focused on what truly matters. Support also comes in the form of friends and loved ones who provide emotional strength. Life's battles are not just about strategy or planning. They are also about maintaining courage, hope, and motivation when things feel unbearable. Friends and family who believe in us, who listen without judgment, and who remind us of our potential, serve as anchors during turbulent times. Their encouragement keeps us moving forward when we feel like giving up. Emotional support is a quiet but powerful force that sustains us through struggles and fuels our resilience. Moreover, allies help us gain perspective. When we are deeply immersed in our problems, it is easy to become tunnel visioned, focusing only on the difficulty and losing sight of opportunities, solutions, or lessons. Those we trust can act as mirrors, reflecting not just our weaknesses, but also our strengths and blind spots. They help us see patterns, recognize mistakes, and find alternative ways to approach challenges. By opening ourselves to guidance, we expand our awareness and increase our chances of navigating battles wisely and effectively. Seeking support is also a way of building community and trust. Life is not meant to be endured in isolation. By forming genuine connections, we create a network of shared experiences, collective wisdom, and mutual encouragement. These relationships do not just help us overcome immediate obstacles. They enrich our lives, foster growth, and build a sense of belonging that strengthens us mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Importantly, seeking guidance does not mean blind dependence. It is not about surrendering our autonomy or letting others dictate our choices. Rather, it is about leveraging the wisdom and experience of others while retaining responsibility for our decisions. Guidance provides clarity, support, and perspective, but the ultimate action, every step, every decision, remains ours. By combining our own effort with the insight of allies, we navigate challenges more effectively, avoiding unnecessary mistakes and accelerating progress. In essence, life is a series of battles that are best fought with allies by our side. Mentors, friends, and loved ones are not just companions. They are guides, cheerleaders, and sources of perspective that enhance our ability to face challenges wisely. By embracing support and guidance, we cultivate resilience, make smarter decisions, and create a safety net that empowers us to take risks, grow, and thrive. Those who try to fight alone may stumble, but those who seek guidance rise faster, stronger, and more prepared to win the battles that life places before them. Life's battles are rarely random. They follow a pattern, even if it is not immediately visible. When we recognize this pattern, we gain clarity, control, and confidence in navigating challenges. One of the most effective ways to approach life's struggles is to understand them in 3 stages: the challenge, the choice, and the change. Each stage is essential, and mastering these stages allows us to move strategically rather than react impulsively, ultimately turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and transformation. The first stage is the challenge. Every battle begins with a challenge, something that tests your patience, resilience, and strength. Challenges can appear as external circumstances, such as a difficult work situation, financial strain, or a broken relationship. They can also manifest internally as self-doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs. The key in this stage is awareness. Recognize the challenge for what it is without exaggeration or denial. Many people fail to navigate life effectively because they either minimize the problem, pretending it doesn't exist, or magnify it, allowing fear and anxiety to take control. By calmly observing and accepting the challenge, you gain the clarity needed to move to the next stage. Awareness in this stage is not passive. It is active preparation, gathering information, understanding the situation, and assessing your resources. The second stage is the choice. Challenges in themselves are neutral. They gain meaning based on how you respond to them. In this stage, you exercise your power of choice. You decide whether to act with courage, to seek solutions, and to confront the difficulty, or to react impulsively, avoid the problem, or succumb to fear. Choices are pivotal because they determine the trajectory of the battle. Every decision carries consequences, but conscious choices made with reflection, clarity, and integrity move you closer to resolution and growth. This stage emphasizes responsibility. You may not control the challenge, but you always control your response. The choice stage transforms obstacles from threats into opportunities because it shifts the focus from complaining about circumstances to actively shaping your path. The third stage is change. The challenge and the choice culminate in change. This change can take many forms: personal growth, strengthened resilience, improved relationships, or a new perspective. The key insight here is that challenges are never wasted. When approached with awareness and conscious choices, they create lasting transformation. Change is the reward for navigating the first 2 stages effectively. It is also an invitation to reflect and integrate lessons learned so that future challenges can be faced with even greater wisdom. Without embracing change, the cycle of struggle repeats, leaving you in the same place emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Change signifies evolution, the movement from one level of understanding or capability to a higher one. Recognizing these stages, challenge, choice, and change, offers a strategic advantage in life. It prevents chaos, reduces impulsive reactions, and cultivates calm resilience. When a difficulty arises, instead of panic or frustration, you can identify the stage you are in and respond accordingly. This framework provides a roadmap. Face the challenge with awareness, make conscious choices, and embrace the change that follows. By following these stages deliberately, obstacles become teachers, and struggles become stepping stones toward a stronger, wiser, and more capable self. Understanding the stages also empowers you psychologically. When you know that every challenge has a purpose, that your choices matter, and that change is inevitable, you approach life's battles with confidence rather than fear. You realize that difficulties are temporary, decisions are powerful, and growth is the ultimate outcome. Life ceases to be a series of random, overwhelming struggles and becomes a series of intentional, navigable stages. Master these stages, and you are no longer at the mercy of life. You are an active participant in shaping your destiny, capable of winning battles strategically and sustainably.